A gracious morning to you all, dear viewers. Many thanks for joining us on the last edition of Prime Flash for this week. It is a Friday and we are glad to be here. We begin the news on a sad note. A commercial bike rider has reportedly died in Bafoussam while on duty. The incident occurred on Thursday, October 27, 2022 at Carrefour Total in Bafoussam West region of Cameroon. The mysterious death of the bike rider left passengers in shock as the deceased seemed to be sleeping on his bike. The body of the young man was later taken to the mortuary. The circumstances surrounding his death is known as sources say he was an epileptic patient. A 70-seater transport bus belonging to Nsungkikang Boys, a Bamenda-based transport agency, has gone down in flames. The incident occurred at about 7:30 p.m. Thursday, October 27, or 7:30 a.m. That was in the morning at the bus agency not far from City Chemist roundabout in Bamenda, northwest region of Cameroon. Though the circumstances surrounding the incident are yet to be established, there are claims that the fire could have been set by humans. 10 men of the underworld in the Nsam neighborhood in Yaoundé, Cameroon's political capital city, have been caught and accused of alleged drug trafficking and robbery. Elements of the National Gendarmerie say they were alerted by the population who complained of multiple cases of assault in the area. The accused were found in possession of cocaine, cannabis, mobile phones, numerous ID cards and knives, among other items. The forces of law and order in that area are calling on the population to collaborate with police officials by dialing 113 in case of any suspicious behaviors in their surroundings. After beef, the price of chicken has equally witnessed a rapid increase in local markets in Cameroon. Joy Ngong discussed with chicken vendors at the Bona Musadi market in Douala, the economic capital of Cameroon, and they blamed the phenomenon in the increase of production. Let's get details in this report with her.
Chicken is one of Cameroon's meat of choice for household meals, but consumers have recently been experiencing the numbers sticking up on their market list. The same weight and size of chicken being sold for twice its regular price, and in some cases, the meat looks underfed. Chicken vendors explain that with the cost of chicken feed, energy and transportation increasing, they have no choice but to up their prices. In the past, chicken was less expensive than now because of several reasons. First of all, the high cost of primary factors of production like soya beans and maize. A bag of feed has moved from 13,000 to 20,000. Chicken sold at 2,500 francs yesterday is 3,000 francs today. We also have difficulties in transportation. Workmanship equally has increased. This automatically affects the price of chicken. The Anglophone crisis has made the high cost even worse. We used to restock from feed production firms in the northwest and southwest, but following the crisis, we can't go there anymore, and the firms there have equally closed down. The solution to this problem, the vendors propose, is to invest in the agricultural sector to aid poultry farmers. The state needs to accentuate more on agriculture because there is a lack of soya beans and maize. These make up the primary factors of production. Without them, poultry farming is impossible. More efficient solutions, according to this vendor, had earlier been suggested to the Cameroon government. We have requested that the government provides tractors to aid farmers in each region. If these equipment were put at their disposal, we would not have these shortages of corn, soya beans, and chicken would be sold at very much affordable prices to Cameroonians. In May last year, poultry farmers and vendors in Cameroon staged a sit-in protest in Yaoundé, calling on the authorities at home and abroad to loosen trade restrictions put in place over the COVID-19 pandemic and avian influenza, which had more than doubled the price of chicken.
Relatively, the price of a kilogram of beef in Douala, chief town of the littoral region, still remain high at 3,500 francs, unlike in Yaoundé, where a kilogram is sold at 3 or 2,000 francs following instructions from the Minister of Trade. This information is confirmed by our reporter, Catherine Kongwe, who visited the Bonamoussadi market and compiled the report that follows.
Unlike Yaoundé, where a kilogram of beef is now sold at 2,000 francs instead of 3,500 francs, respecting the orders of the Minister of Trade, Luc Marlois-Baga at Tangana, Douala is yet to benefit from the reduction in the price of beef. Some butchers and beef buyers at the Bonamoussadi market attest that the price of a kilogram of beef is still sold at 3,500 francs. The price of a kilogram of beef without bones is 3,500 francs. But before, we used to sell at 2,500 francs to 3,000 francs. Now, it is expensive because even the transportation fee are high. It is not easy. As you can see, I still have enough beef to sell, unlike before, where by now I would have sold everything. Times are hard and the price of beef too is really expensive. Many people don't buy, so it is really not easy with us. Answering the question of why the prices are yet to be reduced in the market, this butcher says because they also buy expensive from the bush markets. Beef is expensive in the bush markets, and you know some of us who buy in small quantity, they don't reduce our prices, unlike those who buy much. People who have supermarkets always buy in large quantity, and they reduce prices for them. Someone like me who just buys small, they don't remove anything. When people in the supermarkets go and buy, they can reduce prices for their customers. But some of us who buy in small quantity and expensive, it is not possible to reduce the price. Customers on their part are not finding it easy to manage the high cost of beef in the market, forcing them to take other options. Now that beef is expensive in the market, I hardly cook beef in my house. It's better I buy my dry fish and cook my food. I can't take 3,500 francs just to buy a kilogram of beef. It's very expensive. I just buy, but seriously, I am not happy with the price. Everything now is expensive. They need to reduce the prices. If not, we won't be able to cope. Following a meeting held between Trade Minister and the Association of Butchers in Yaoundé, a kilogram of beef without bones in the nation's political capital for over a week now is being sold at 2,000 francs CFA, as there is hope that consumers in other regions of Cameroon equally benefit from the ministerial grace.
Let's now talk health. The Regional Hospital of Ngaoundéré has organized a free breast and cervical cancer screening campaign to reduce cancer cases in the country. The screening campaign, which began on the 24th of October, ends today, Friday, the 28th of October 2022. Let's get more in the following report with Nicole Tako.
It was under the theme, Cancer is Everyone's Business, that the Regional Hospital of Ngaoundéré organized a free breast and cervical cancer screening campaign for the population of Ngaoundéré. This campaign, which runs from the 24th to the 28th of October, aims at reducing cancer, which is a major public health problem in the world in general and Cameroon in particular.
Doing the screening for the breast cancer by palpation, and also we can do echography if we have some vision. Unfortunately, we don't have mammography, but we are doing palpation and echography. For the cervical cancer, we are doing the viability test. So we do the inspection of the cervix after application of acetic acid and gall, and then we see if there is a positive reaction. We can do a biopsy, or we can do a pap smear to analyze to confirm if it's a cervical cancer or not.
Out of 50 women who have undergone the screening, 2 are said to have been tested positive.
So since morning we are already at around 50 patients, and around that 50 patients we had already 2 positive cases for the breast cancer, and we are doing other exams to organize for the management. And for the cervical cancer, up to now we do not have a positive cases. So we are continuing with our campaign.
According to this patient, prevention is better than cure.
Yes, they said that there was a campaign saying that they are making cancer and breast cancer tests and cervical cancer tests. So I came here just to come and make the test because they sensitize us that the sick is killing rapidly. That you have no mercy when it goes. It means that we should be checking frequently to know that we have it or not, because it's a killing disease.
Cancer of the breast and the cervix have become silent killers for several years now, especially in women. Faced with this situation, the Obstetrics and Gynecology Department at the Regional Hospital of Ngaoundéré has decided to raise awareness by mobilizing women for breast and cervical cancer screening.
Onto something else, some Cameroonian citizens have reacted to UAE's 30-day visa ban on nationals from 20 African countries, including Cameroon. Some of them spoke to Mamida Prime TV, attempting answers as to why the ban was placed and what Cameroonians and Africans can do to counteract such a decision. Take a listen.
A total of 20 African countries have been affected by the visa ban placed on its nationals by authorities of the Arab Emirates. Among the 20 is Cameroon. However, the reason for the ban is still unclear. In a notice issued to trade partners, including travel agents, the UAE authorities indicated that all applications for the 30-day visa should be rejected. Nonetheless, this is happening at a time when many Africans are being violated of their fundamental human rights in the United Arab Emirates, while on greener pasture ventures. According to Sri Laring Elvis, a peace journalist in Douala, the ban is a wake-up call to all Africans.
The ban should act like a wake-up call to most African countries, and to me, it is slap to Africans because we have decided to focus more on the white man and forgetting that we can do it on our own. Because when you look at what actually the United Arab Emirates they are doing, it's just to make us understand that one day the white man will ask Africans to come back to Africa. So it's high time for some of them to actually come back home and invest in Africa. We have resources, we have land that have not been exploited, and if we concentrate to develop our own country, well, we're talking about Dubai.
Anne-Marie Com, a Cameroonian citizen based in Italy, says the positive side of the ban cannot be underlooked.
Good and there is a bad. If this can help develop Cameroonian industry of tourism, like seriously, it is a big yes for me, because when you look at the number of people that travel to Dubai to go and have fun, to go for the tourism, when you see the amount of money they go and spend there, you understand that if the money could stay in Cameroon and be useful to our country, this was going to be a very, very, very good thing.
Nonetheless, diplomatic implications of the ban is the raison d'etre of the decision as diagnosed by Foba John Ndefo, a barrister at law.
Applications, all of them have been rejected and those pending have been sent back. Many people hold that the exact reason is because many people who come in under this category of visas have the tendency of coming to overstay their visas. That is the experience I've had in the past, and they don't want it to repeat itself, especially in an event like this where the World Cup is in a few weeks ahead. And we all know that Dubai is the business hub, the attractive hub of that region, that part of the continent. and they will not like a situation where they have an influx of people who don't have particular things to come and do in their country.
However, those going to Dubai for genuine reasons will now have to pay the price.
What about those who are going there for genuine reasons, those who are going there for real business, who actually want to go and spend exactly 30 days or less? What happens to them? So they are caught in this web. They are caught in this web of the unfortunate ban. I don't know, but I think it's highly diplomatic, and it will solve only, this matter will be resolved only through such means.
But it will be unfair to talk about the UAE and Africans without highlighting the untold sufferings and human rights violation of Africans.
Africans, they go there, they are suffering. They sleep on the streets. It's not as if they want to do that because they think it's better to be suffering in another man's land than in their own land. So I think we Africans, we should concentrate on our own land, develop it, and I bet you these white people that were working for them, they will turn back and come and work for us.
For the record, this is not the first time some African countries have been banned from entering Dubai. However, the reason behind this latest ban remains unclear.
Now, news out of Cameroon. Gambian lawmakers on Wednesday urged compensation for the families of 70 children who authorities believe may have died after taking a contaminated cough syrup imported from India. The special legislative session was held several weeks after the World Health Organization issued an alarm about 66 children dying from acute kidney injury. As such, Gambian authorities launched a door-to-door campaign to confiscate and any remaining bottles of the syrup. Over in Sudan, around 150 Sudanese demonstrators yesterday, Thursday, rallied in front of the United Nations headquarters, Khartoum, to denounce ethnic clashes that have killed over 200 people this month in Blue Nile State, Sudan. Demonstrators held banners reading, "No to death, we want to live in peace," demanding an end to the violence that erupted early October over reported land disputes between members of the Hausa people and rival groups. It is worth mentioning that since the start of the year, ethnic conflicts in Sudan have killed 600 people and displaced more than 210,000 others, according to the United Nations. The president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, on Thursday regretted as unfortunate the U.S. Embassy's issuing of a warning of a possible weekend terrorist attack in the country without consulting his government. Note that the U.S. Embassy on Wednesday posted an alert on its website identifying the potential target as Sandton, a suburb in the country's financial hub of Johannesburg. Sandton, a collection of high-end shops and lofty office blocks and banks, is commonly referred to as the richest square mile on the African continent. According to the alert, the attack could occur on Saturday. President Ramaphosa said Pretoria is working around the clock to verify and to look very closely at the message that came from the United States. And to conclude, human rights organizations in Rome on Wednesday demonstrated against the renewal of an agreement between Italy and Libya to prevent migrants and refugees from reaching the European coast. According to demonstrators, human rights are blatantly violated in Libya, where migrants and refugees are trying to cross to the Mediterranean Sea. The Memorandum of Understanding on Development, Cooperation, Illegal Immigration, Human Trafficking, Fuel Smuggling, and Reinforcement of Border Security was signed between then Italian Prime Minister Gentiloni and Fayez al-Sarraj, head of the United Nations-backed Libyan Government of National Accord, in February 2017. And that concludes Prime Flash today on My Media Prime TV. Thank you very much for viewing. The news was produced by Modika, Elvis. I want to wish you a blessed weekend. God willing, we'll be here on Monday for another edition of Prime Flash. Have a blessed weekend once more. But do stay tuned to more amazing programs coming up today on My Media Prime TV. Up next is a brief with Lasha Kingsley and Gladys Beaumont of Guinea. I've been Eileen Sama, thanking you all. Bye.
you.